Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I hope you find value in what we're bringing today. Um, I just want to let you know my name, if you don't already know, my name is Cynthia. I'm the owner of Mingo Business Consulting. I help realtors with their CRM, maximize their systems, maximize your time, and get more listings, get more people sold through CRMs and through technology. And we do email marketing and newsletters. So if you need any of that, I'm here for you. And I'm so excited to have Christoph here with me today. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself from Land Voice.
Yeah, Cynthia and I actually we were introduced to each other just I think like a couple of months ago, maybe 2 months ago, and we realized there is a great opportunity for partnership and working together since talking to the same group, real estate agents who want to list, who want to prospect, who want to use a system. And both of us together, we made it a lot easier for agents to use systems and get listings. We don't want to be busy and bogged up with technology. We want to use technology to have a safe time and be posting about it. Right, Cynthia?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, are you able to admit people as well as they come in late?
I cannot.
Okay, you
I
cannot.
don't have access.
All right, I'll keep an eye for that. Okay, so I'm going to share a PowerPoint with you right now. Can everybody see the screen, the title screen, Overcome Low Inventory? Cynthia, can you see it?
I can see it.
Perfect. So my name is Christoph Malzel. I'm VP at LandVoice. LandVoice has been the top lead provider for seller leads and data in the industry for 30 years already. That's longer than I have been in the industry. And for 30 years, LandVoice has been probably helping agents put more signs in the yard than any other company out there. So we are kind of like a leader that is still, and even now, more relevant and important than ever before, especially in the time of lower inventory right now. The accent you detect from me, I know it's very, very slight. I'm originally from Austria, so I speak German. So hopefully you all understand me well. But I've been living in the United States since 1993 and love it here. Love the industry that I'm in real estate. So today we are going to talk about a success story. You heard in the intro when you were invited to the webinar that we want to tell you about Lee Jennings, who got an amazingly 9 listings in just 40 days. Here's what makes a story even more compelling and interesting. First of all, it's actually now 10 listings in 45 days. Secondly, Lee is a single father depending 100% on real estate and listings, and he had to move because he wanted to be closer to his son. Okay, so he had to leave an area where he had a sphere, where he had past clients, and he had to move into an area closer to his son where he had nobody and had to start over again. He moved from Colorado to Seattle just recently. Started over with nothing. So what does he do? What do you do as an agent if you have to start over? And when you think about it, every morning when you wake up, you're starting over, right? It's not like there's a paycheck waiting for you automatically no matter what. Just by showing up, you actually have to do something. So here is a story what happened to Lee Jennings. I'll let him share it in his own words.
Hey, this is Lee Jennings. I'm a real estate agent here in Seattle, beautiful Seattle, Washington. I've been using LandVoice for about 4 years now, and recently got hot. Took a total of 9 listings in the last 45 days off of LandVoice for about $3.8 million in volume. Just can't say enough about it as a lead source. So if you're thinking about possibly getting some data and using it for expireds, highly, highly recommend it. It's a great lead source.
All right, he just spilled the beans. He did expires. Okay, brand new area for him. Didn't know anybody. Said, okay, expired would be great. Got all the data from LandVoice, and I'm going to show you how he did it and what you can do in your area to have hopefully incredible results. That may mean for you not 9 listings or 10 listings, but maybe it means 2 or 3 a month, right? That would already increase any business. So let's move on. We have 3 types of agents, and we have the choice to which one to focus. I mean, agents, sellers. We have the choice to focus on any of those, right? So we can, and forgive me the straight language, we can waste our time with people who want to sell, right? In the past, it was great. We were building a pipeline, and hopefully, in a couple of months, it's going to pay off. But in this market right now, we need listings right now, don't we? We don't have the time and the luxury of just waiting until the election, after the election, or after interest rates are sufficiently lower, by a couple points every quarter. We need business right now. So what you want to focus on right now, and that's what Lee focused on, is people who need to sell and who have to sell. We call those the professional terms need sellers in this market, in real estate, need sellers, right? Why focus on those? Because they don't care so much about the interest rate. They don't care so much about the home prices that are prohibitive for some people right now to sell their home. They need to sell for whatever reason. It might be divorce. It might be they have to move, a job. Maybe a situation like with Lee, he had to move to be closer to his son. So these are the agents, are the sellers we want to focus on. So we are going to tell you exactly what you can do to reach out to them and get listings right now. And we break it up into 2 sections of the training. And Cynthia, you are welcome to add comments anytime, because you're an expert in marketing and in CRM. So if it fits in, we would love to hear from you as well. Now, the first section we're going to talk about in the first half an hour, I would say, is how can you get listings in the first place? And the second section is how can I turn a listing into more listings? Okay, and the fun part is the second section is actually almost automatic. It's almost too easy. However, a lot of agents even forget about it. So make sure to stay until the end so you see that secret, how you can make it very easy to duplicate a listing. Now, what are the 5 easiest and most predictable listing sources right now? We already heard about the first one from Lee, daily expireds. Why expireds? Why right now? Isn't that something that was great before COVID? Why are we talking about expireds right now? Well, they are the ideal lead source. Like we just said, they have to sell a house, and they are willing to pay commission. In other words, they want to list with an agent. Now, the choice that you have is you can go after expireds either in a red ocean along with anybody else, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Everybody's going to call them at the same time, it seems. And by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, the poor expireds is going to tell you, please back off. I got 20 calls in the last hour. I don't want to talk to any other agent today, right? So that's what we call a red ocean. There is a way how you can communicate with expireds in the blue ocean. And the fun part is that's where the listing appointments are set. So what is the blue ocean and how do you get there? 82% of expireds end up listing with the first agent that contacts them. Did you know that? Well, I'm sure if you made a lot of phone calls, it became really quickly apparent to you, oh, I wish I would have been earlier, right? I wish I would have been the first one because I'm the 10th agent and they don't even give me the time of the day. So that's why the first agent has the best chance to get that listing. Now, think about how many expireds do you have in your MLS? We have one agent here from Los Angeles, and you are in the CR MLS. So in the last 30 days, you have 1,406 expireds. You have 2,600 cancels. That's over 4,000 expireds and cancels in just one MLS. In another MLS, you may have a lot less. but I guarantee you, you have probably hundreds. Okay, in most MLSs, you have hundreds. How long would it take you to get the cell phone numbers for all of those? Especially for those who just expired the night before, which might be 20 or 30. Right. It takes hours and hours and hours. In fact, it can take up all of your night or your day if you want to be ready in the morning, just to be first. So there is a better way to do that. You don't need to spend any time. You don't need to be up late. You don't need to research any phone numbers and just cross your fingers that they are correct. There is a better way. LandVoice is a platform for the last, I think, 15, 20 years. We have been the leader in expireds. So what we do is you simply click on expireds on the left, and then what pops up are all the expireds from your MLS, augmented with phone numbers. So we find, while you're sleeping, we find all the phone numbers for your expireds so that by 6, 7, or 8 at the latest in the morning, when you turn on your computer, you have those numbers in front of you. So every number is scrubbed against the do not call registry to keep you safe and compliant. And that, and Cynthia knows that how important that is in marketing to adhere to that.
It's huge. It's so huge to have correct data because one, you can burn your CRM phone number for getting blocked as a spam call or as for getting the wrong number. That's number one. And number two, sending emails to email addresses that are incorrect or that are not verified or that are just wrong because you're going to increase your spam rate. Your domain is going to get blacklisted. And it's really to just avoid a whole bunch of problems that you can get from getting bad data. And sometimes you buy data and you think it's probably fine, but that's why I like to LandVoice so much because they have some of the best data out there so that you don't have to worry and go through multiple skip tracing websites to even get started in your lead generation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cynthia, for that. And you know what, to add to that, you can even get a lawsuit just by calling the wrong person,
absolutely. You don't want to get fined either. That's a huge thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, one incident of a fine could be up to $40,000 just for a DNC, do not call violation. So that's why it's so important for agents to be compliant and safe. And we ensure that you guys are, because we tell you every phone number that you can call, those you cannot call, to keep you safe. We also give you the status in the MLS so that you don't waste your time or accidentally call on an active listing, which again would be a violation, right? So I love that. And here's my favorite part. Sometimes I even forget to tell you guys, but this is huge. You can call on anybody who is an absentee owner because we give you the address. Like Luke Skywalker here, he actually lives in Skywalker Avenue, but the house he has for sale is in Galactic Avenue. So LandVoice gives you the information that the MLS will not have. You know, with the MLS, if you try to find the phone number, it will be attached to the address. You might actually be talking to renters all day long instead of the home. Never get a
huge too.
Right, it's huge. So I always filter by the price, of course, to put the most expensive expired at the top, and that's what Lee has been doing. He filtered by price, and the most expensive is on the top. He just texted me actually 2 days ago, and he said, "Christoph, I got another listing, $850,000 and expired. I was the first one to talk to them. I got it again from LandVoice." So now he is looking at 10 listings that are coming up for closing. So can you imagine, like in a month, latest in 2 months, if the closings are happening, how much revenue, how much profit, how much value that is for the life? It's life changing. And that's what we want for you. So how can you do that? Make sure the timing is correct for expireds. You want to be the first to contact. Expired phone calls should happen in the morning, early in the morning. I would say between 8 and 9 for sure. And make sure the first of the month is never left out. Why? Because contracts typically expire on the last day of the month. So that's why on the first, you have about 3 times as many expireds. And 3 times as much opportunity to set listing appointments. So August 1st is coming up, guys. So remember that, mark that in your calendar. And that way you eliminate the competition almost completely. If you're first, you find yourself like in a blue ocean, and suddenly real estate becomes less than a rat race, but more enjoyable when you're the first one to have that conversation. So make sure you get LandVoice to help you do that. It's definitely a must-have tool in your toolbox. Now, what do you say to an expired when you have them on the phone? I think the natural temptation, I want to call it, is to tell them why you're the better agent, why the home didn't sell. You know what? And we noticed by actually monitoring those kind of scripts that those reject often, they often result in a rejection. All right, just because you are talking about yourself, not about them. So make sure you lead with value and talk about what concerns them. So here's a great script that might surprise you. Hi, this is Christoph. I'm a realtor with ABC Realty here in Anytown. I'm calling you first thing this morning to let you know today is not going to be your normal day. You're going to get a lot of phone calls today. And that is a hook, right? They want to know why. As you probably know, your listing expired at midnight last night. Did your previous agent tell you what would happen starting today? Well, I'm calling you to give you a couple important tips that will really help you to get through today and the rest of the week. Because in my estimate, you get about 30 to 50 calls on every phone number an agent can find for you. Tip number one. Isn't that disruptive?
Yes, it's so surprising. I'm not even an expired, and I'm surprised by that. It's perfect.
And you're probably curious right now, what are they gonna tell me, you know? So it's actually pretty intuitive. Make sure you record a voicemail on your cell phone. Today, let every agent know in that voicemail that you know your listing expired and you appreciate if they stop calling because you already are interviewing your top 2 agents, and you need to leave that voicemail up for only about 4 or 5 days, and then the calls will die off because agents will know that you have been coached, that you're already talking to some agents. All right. And in that case, you happen to be the one that they're talking to. Tip number 2, and I love this one even more. Inform the homeowner that the phone number is not on the National Do Not Call Registry, which is why you were able to call them on that number, and recommend them that right away they go to donotcall.gov and register all the phone numbers, even the children and the spouse, if they have any. And if you want to go a step further, text them that website, donotcall.gov, tell them it's free. And you will get a thank you from them. And you will have, you gain trust. Right? Without even asking for the listing presentation. Now, the next temptation is to say, well, I'd like to make a listing presentation appointment. I'd like to show you, what went wrong. You know what? We also notice every time you say listing appointment or listing presentation, it almost creates a defense and say, oh, I'm not ready. Instead, say, I worked really hard on a side-by-side analysis that outlines what I would do different or better than the agent who let your listing expire. In order to create that analysis, all you got to do is look at the photos, the description, if they do a drone video, call capture recording, all of those are things that should be a part of every listing. And it's surprising how many listings don't have that. Or a virtual tour. You put that in your side-by-side analysis, which is basically just your listing presentation. You just add a couple very personalized items to it that compare the previous listing to the one you would do. Okay, and then you can say, I worked really hard on this analysis. I'd love to drop it off and make sure that you have it. What is better for you this evening, or would this afternoon work better for you? When you do this approach and you use this type of language, you will find yourself setting one appointment at least a day. And in the afternoon, you will be at least at one appointment, at least. Because you're not asking for a commitment, you're not asking for a listing presentation. But what is a side-by-side analysis? It's nothing different than going through your listing presentation. Just the way you schedule the appointment is much more, less confrontational, right? So if you do this, even if you're a brand new agent, things like this that I show you right now can happen.
What's going on, everybody? Cielo here with Discover Oregon Real Estate. We signed up with LandVoice over at the event Build How, and just within a couple of weeks, just using the expired list, we got 3 listings, which is going to total out to somewhere around $30,000 in commission. If you haven't signed up for LandVoice, highly recommend.
Brand new agent. Guys, you don't need to have the biggest team, the most years in the industry, or the biggest marketing budget to get expired listings. Okay, you can be brand new if you just use the right verbiage. You will find yourself at listing appointments. Now, having 2 or 3 deals like Cielo just did, it's great, but it's not enough, because we have a couple other lead opportunities for you that we're going to talk about. One is old expires. And you may say, oh, I know old expires. You know, I'm calling on those. Those are 6-month-old or even from last year. That is great. The niche, however, is in expires from 2020 to 2021. They don't know the current value of their home typically, and they're sitting on their highest appreciation in history of their property. There's virtually no competition. I picked Whittier, California as an example for old expires because it's very, very typical of what's happening across the country. So if a home expired at $654,000 average home value in Whittier in 2021, today the same home gets listed at $819,000 and actually gets sold right away. All right, it typically doesn't expire. 25% appreciation, $165,000 in appreciation. If you look at the graph and share that with a homeowner, they will actually feel a lot less bad about what happened like a couple of years ago when they said, oh, shoot, you know, let's take it off the market. It didn't work. We were waiting for a higher offer. They have been waiting for the market to, you know, go into their favor, and it has. Now they're getting $165,000 more for the home. In your area, if you're in an area with lower home values, it is still about $50,000, $60,000 in appreciation that happened over the last couple of years. So naturally, you want to talk to every expired from 2020 and 2021, educate them on the current value of the home. If you do that, you literally eliminate the competition, and instead of looking at a low inventory, you have a much larger inventory that you can go after right now. Okay. However, it has to be scrubbed. So what we do for you at LandVoice, because you don't want to do that yourself, it's going to take you hours and hours and hours and even days. We automatically remove the foreclosures, actives, and solds through our software. And we're the only company doing that. Then we add the absentee owner information, the phone numbers, got to do a call registry, and we make that list exclusive to only one agent per zip code and year, so that there's no competition in that arena. I hope that you're excited about this, because if you haven't thought about all expires from 2020, 21, you're missing out. So I had one agent actually, Karen, she called me and she said, Christoph, I got 10 listings in just 7 days. I wouldn't have gotten those if I would have left out the old expires. And here's a script that she has been using, and she said, you know, you should let everybody know it works. Hi, my name is Christoph. I'm a real estate agent with ABC Realty here in Anytown. It looks like you tried selling your home all the way back in 2021. I actually specialize in bringing exactly those homes back on the market that didn't sell since COVID. Do you know how much your home value has appreciated since you took your home off the market? Have you thought about selling your home again? When were you planning on doing that? I would love to provide you with a free home evaluation and show you some comparable houses that recently sold in your area. I think you will be surprised at what you can sell for right now. I put this in a report and I have it ready. I worked really hard on that. I can drop it off this evening, or would this afternoon work better for you? Now, by the way, all those scripts and the videos that you're going to see today, you can download those for free at the website. I'm going to show you here at the bottom, landvoice.com/free downloads. Now let's do a little hands-on exercise right now. So everybody on the call right now, take out your phone and you get a free data lookup, okay? So that's the first free thing you're gonna get today. I'm gonna let you know if your zip code is available and what the appreciation has been since 2020 and 21 in that zip code, so you can share that data with your database. Now text those zip codes to 801-227-9909. That's my personal cell phone number. And I've reserved time after this webinar to look it up and text you back or call you back, whatever you want me to do to let you know that information. So make sure you do that because this is going to be huge to have that knowledge. 801-227-9909. Okay, I'm going to show that number at the end again. Now, for those of you who say, okay, this is awesome, but I don't just want to know if it's available and what the appreciation has been, I actually want to set listing appointments with exactly those people. Now, to get that list, to own your zip code and own it exclusively, it's not $1,000 like you would expect. It's only $250 per zip code and year, a one-time investment, one time. And today we're going to give you a BOGO deal, buy one, get one free. So it's only $125 one-time fee for your zip code with all the scrubbed, all expireds in there. If you don't find enough, we give you another zip code for free. So you always end up getting enough leads. Okay, so text BOGO to 801-227-9909 if you say, okay, this is no brainer, let's do this. I'll show this number a little bit later. So now, when is the best time to call on all expireds? It's of course during the summer. It's before school starts, before they find an agent. Right now, they're looking for agents. So make sure you're proactive and you actually are calling them now. Now we're gonna move on and we're gonna talk about for sale by owners. Some of you may be cringing and saying, oh, I don't like for sale by owners. I tried that before. Or maybe that's for new agents who don't know anybody and they have to deal with that. Now think again. For sale by owners are coming up like crazy everywhere. Why? Because we are struggling in this economy, right? With inflation and everything, people are trying to save a buck and trying to avoid having to use an agent. So that's why so many for sale by owners are coming up right now, and agents know that and they're going after them. So that's why, like in this joke, if we change our sign from SOS to FISBO, for sure a realtor is going to find us. Now, have you ever gone to create a list of for sale by owners? Sometimes it's really tedious, right? You have to go to Zillow, forsalebyowner.com, every online newspaper, scrub it all against the MLS to make sure you know the status, and do that every single day to keep that list accurate and take your notes and everything. It's a job within a job. That's a much easier way to do this. And today you're going to learn how to save time. In fact, you don't have to spend even a minute on finding for sale by owners. All you got to do is let LandVoice know your counties, your top counties, give us your 2 counties. And every morning when you pull up LandVoice, after you click on expireds, then you click on for sale by owners, they all populate and not a single one is missing. Okay, you get again the name, the address, the phone number, scrubbed against the do not call again, and even the ad if you click on filter. And you can even sort by date. So you can go back 12 months to find all the for sale by owners that still haven't sold their house. And do they get better or more cold the more time goes on? They go harder, right? It's like fine wine. The older for sale by owner gets, the longer they have been on the market, the better they get. So I'm going to do also a free for sale by owner lookup for you. I know that's a lot of work on our part, but it's worth it to us to let you know. So text us your top 2 counties to 801-227-9909, and I'll let you know how many for sale by owners there are in your 2 counties. And that way you know if this is a viable lead source for you. And I bet it's going to be a high number, and it's going to actually make you very comfortable to say, okay, out of that many, I'm sure I can get a lot of listings. So the fact we need to understand about for sale by owners is that 86% of them end up listing with an agent within 3 to 4 weeks. Usually the first week they do an open house, and if nobody shows up or if that is a failure, then the next week they say, okay, let's talk to an agent. I think we're doing something wrong here because my neighbor already sold his house, listed at the same time. What's going on with ours? So that's why oftentimes it doesn't take very long for sale by owner to become an agent listed property. And you may have called once and they tell you, yeah, call me back in 3 weeks. That's if they're nice, right? Call me back in 3 weeks. I I want to try it on my own. And then you call back 3 weeks later, like you promised you would, and they tell you, oh no, we listed like 2 weeks ago with agent so and so, and you said, oh my gosh, why did I believe them? You know, what happened? Oh yeah, we just figured, you know, it's easier to list with an agent. So don't just believe if they're trying to put you off for a couple of weeks. Make sure you call. Now, if you use the wrong script, and again, if you talk about yourself and why they should list with you, why they're making a mistake, you get toddler feedback. It's almost automatic. No, I do it myself. And that's if they're nice, right? I mean, they may hang up on you. Tony Robbins tells us if you want to avoid that, add more value than anyone else. So not just another CRM, a CMA, not just another open house that you offer them, but value that nobody else is offering them, just like we did with expireds. And here's a script that our top agents in the country are using right now. It's so disruptive. You're going to love this. Hi, my name is Christoph. I'm a real estate agent with ABC Realty here in your town. But before you hang up, I'm actually not calling to ask for your listing. In fact, I don't want to list your house. So why are you calling? Well, on the contrary, I would love to help you sell your home on your own for free. I want to give you a 24-hour for sale by owner marketing system to do that. That will help you generate more buyers, track all your incoming buyer leads, and you never miss an opportunity to follow up. And the best part is, before you open your home for a showing, the system even makes sure that your buyers are pre-qualified so that they know that you know that they can afford the house and can buy it. The best part, I give you the system 100% absolutely free, nothing to sign, no contract. You can have everything that I just mentioned. And they're gonna say, what's the catch? They're so good, that's so much, I really want this, but there must be something in it for me. Come on, what is it? You're right. There's something that I get out of this by giving you that for free. Let me send you a short 1.5-minute video that shows you exactly what's in it for you and what I get out of this by giving you all of that. I'm going to play that video for you right now. And I'll also give you the link later so you can actually find that video so that you can put yourself in the shoes of a for sale by owner and see how you would feel by watching this. Here we go.
So, you want to sell your home on your own. That's great. I bet you've had nonstop calls from real estate agents trying to get you to list your house with them. I'm sorry about that, but don't worry. I'm not trying to get you to list with me. I know that you want to sell your home on your own. Actually, I want to give you something for free that will help you manage all those phone calls and help you sell your home faster and for more money without using a real estate agent. Here's the free program I've put together. First, I will give you a toll-free number to use. You can put that number, instead of your personal phone number, on everything you use to market your house, like your property flyer, yard signs, social media, and other listing sites. This will help screen unwanted calls, free up your time, and will drive significantly more potential buyers to your property. Next, I will give you a free yard sign with that toll-free number on it and an extension number specific to your house. When a buyer calls the number and enters the extension for your property, they will hear a beautiful description of your home that I'll record for you for free. Then, after the buyer listens to the recording, they will hear your asking price and have the opportunity to press a button to leave a message or speak with you directly to set up a showing or even submit an offer. I will also give you a professionally designed property flyer with the toll-free number and extension I gave you, your photos, and the property description to help you market your house on your own. You can print it or post it to social media sites or use it however you want to help more people see your property. Here's the really cool part about the system. When the caller hangs up after listening to the recording about your house, the system captures their phone number and sends it to you in a text message or an email. Now, if you want to, you can follow up with that potential buyer at the peak of their interest. And you can keep track of how many people are checking out your house. All of this will open your house to many more qualified buyers and help you sell your home on your own faster and for more money. All you need to make this work is your cell phone. Now, You're probably wondering, why would I do all of this for free? Well, since only one buyer can purchase your home, I would like the possibility to work with the rest of the buyers who are looking for something different. I get to help them find other houses in the area. See how the system can help both of us? You get to screen your calls, market your house better, and sell your home on your own, and I get access to more potential buyers and sellers. I'd like to stop by and show you all the free materials and let you listen to the property recording of your home. I've given this system to other for sale by owners, and it's worked out great for both of us. I know you'll love this technology. It's simple, fantastic, and it really works. If you're ready, call or text me, and let's get started.
And here's the fun part. So I had this agent actually tell me that, hey, Christoph, I use exactly that script and I sent the video. I got I sent it to 8 agents, 8 for sale by owners, and only 2 of them said no. I have appointments with everybody else today. I can't wait tomorrow. And the fun part is you didn't even sell anything. No commission breath. Now imagine, can you start your day like that? Would that be a fun way to start your day? And actually having the opportunity to get appointments that way. So first you give, then you receive, especially with for sale by owners. First you make a deposit, and then you make a withdrawal. And by giving first, you actually get the listing later because you develop that trust without even asking for it. Okay, so you can either call them or text them this text message I have here on the left side. Take a screenshot of that one. That is really good. It always gets a good response, like, can you come by and do a demo? Are you sure this is for free? Those kind of things. And again, stay safe and compliant. Always provide an opt-out option because some of them automatically do that no matter what, right? But it has to be in your text message. You can download the script and watch the video and actually get the link to the video also at landvoice.com/free downloads. Now, as exciting as that is, I would love to spend. What do you guys think about this? Cynthia, have you seen anything like this before?
I actually have not. I haven't seen anyone do anything like this or use technology in that way, but that's genius just because, with FSBOs, you see a lot of them end up using an agent anyway, because it is a lot of work to sell your property. But like this, you're gaining all the benefit from it up front, especially if something's new. People are going to have more interest at the beginning when a FSBO will put their home on the market when it first comes out, and you get to reap all the benefits of that. And it's awesome. I love it.
And the cool thing is you also actually build a buyer list because a FSBO only needs one buyer, really, in the end.
Yeah.
All these pre-qualified buyers. What I would do with that list, and what I actually really do, is when I get to an expired appointment and the question comes up, do you have buyers? My last agent promised me buyers, and that's why I'm an expired right now, because it never happened. And you say, not only do I have a buyer list, I have a list of pre-qualified buyers. How do you get that? Well, I work with FSBOs in this area strategically, and I'm a little bit different than every other agent. And so I actually can be your listing agent, but I also can bring you buyers. So huge. Now, let's talk about another niche opportunity. There's no more moratorium, guys, for pre-foreclosures. That was a luxury that was around right after COVID, and people got used to it a little bit, right? That the government would give them time and bail them out. Now pre-foreclosures are facing the harsh reality of having to think about, what do I do to actually either pay up or put my home in the market? Banks right now actually are sending a letter to every pre-foreclosure saying, you have equity in your home, put your home on the market, find an agent, and don't go down the route of foreclosure. It's too much work for them, and then everybody loses in that. So the bank actually right now helps you to steer them in the direction of listing with an agent. Now, where do you get the pre-foreclosure data from? Some of you actually may say, oh, I think I can get them from the county records and look it up one by one. Again, that's a possibility, but you still have to find the phone numbers. So LandVoice gives you everything, all the information about the home, the address. You have it by 6 in the morning, between 6 and 8 in the morning, every single day, Monday through Sunday, sometimes even 2 days before they receive the actual pre-foreclosure notice in the mail because we capture it online. So you have all the data ready for you. And every number is, again, scrubbed against the dual call registry to keep you safe. We even train you. I like to pull it up on my phone. Why? Because on the phone, I simply have to tap the number and it dials it faster. I don't need to spend money on a dialer. I can create a tags, notes. It exports automatically into any CRM, and Cynthia is, of course, an expert in that. You can manage it in your favorite CRM. It is huge. You just gained a brand new lead source of motivated potential sellers, and they have quite a huge innovation.
I will
So-
say I have seen some of top agents targeting pre-foreclosure for a while, and they're doing phenomenally because those people really do need to sell. And I think you will be helping those people with
Yeah.
contacting them, you know? So
That's right. The only thing is you don't want to call them out that they are in pre-foreclosure because then people get freaked out a little bit. So I'm going to show you a little bit a script that you can use that is much more natural. But before we do that, text me your top 2 counties. If you haven't already done so for sale by owners, now's your chance to text me the counties for your pre-foreclosures, which probably should be the same like for sale by owners. And I will do a lookup for you and tell you how many pre-foreclosures we have in each of those counties in the last 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. And that's absolutely free data for you that you get from LandVoice. Okay. So 801-227-9909. That should help you a lot today. Now, the script. The old way of reaching out to pre-foreclosures, a lot of agents use that still, and it's not good. Hey, I saw your home is going into foreclosure. I help people like you, blah, blah, blah. Even though that, from your heart, you really want to help and you want to be a resource for them. To them, it sounds like you are, creeping around the financials and it's really freaky to them, right? And they hang up on you or tell you, don't call me back, and I don't even know you. So instead of that, Christina Griffin, she is a master in pre-foreclosures. She just got 17 listings from pre-foreclosures in 3 weeks in Tampa, Florida. Okay. And she said, we scrapped the old script. We don't use it. Here's what we do instead. We treat them like any old neighbor. We act like we have no idea that they're in pre-foreclosure. Hi, I'm calling everybody in the neighborhood right now because home prices are up. And I was wondering, if you were offered the right price for your home, would you be willing to sell? Or, I know your home isn't for sale right now, but have you ever thought about selling? The reason why this works so well is because they just thought about that. They just had a conversation about that in the household. How much is our home worth? What's our equity? And here you are calling them exactly about that, right? Without mentioning that they are in pre-foreclosure. So I would like to make sure that you know that you have all the training that you need, all the scripts that you need from LandVoice. Okay, you can download them at that link below, like I showed you earlier. It doesn't cost you anything. We just want to make sure you do it right and you have the maximum chance to get that listing. You also can go to the QR code and takes you there a lot quicker. So at the beginning, we told you that the first part of the conversation that we have today is about getting listings. And the second part, how can I turn a listing in an easy way into another one or get another buyer out of it? And that is simply done with targeted geo farming. It happens by talking to the neighbors of any just listed and just sold. And here's a sentence you should remember. Listings have babies. As long as you remember that, you will never forget to call on your neighbors because that's where the babies come from. Okay. Why does this happen? Because it's almost contagious. One home is selling. Oh, it's similar to my home. And maybe we should put our home on the market right now. It looks like Mark over there, he just sold it in a record time. Or it could be a buyer. Like, oh, our aging parents, forever we wanted to get them closer to us. Here is an opportunity. This home just sold. And we want to either buy it or just talk to them, before they find a buyer. So that's why you want to talk to neighbors. And what we do at LandVoice, we introduce you to all the data in your neighborhood. Even if you say, I have it, I have been an agent for 20 years. Well, that also means your data is 20 years old and outdated. Okay, things change, and we all know that, right? You want to have the correct cell phone number. You want to have everything scrubbed against the do not call. You want to go into a new development that wasn't around 20 years ago and say, I want to be the first agent to brand myself there. All you got to do is simply draw a boundary around any neighborhood anywhere in the United States. It's not even a geographic limit. And you can capture up to 3,000 individuals. You capture the name, the phone number, the addresses. Very soon, we're going to include all the email addresses. I think we're going to launch that next week. And information about their home. And then you click submit, and you have a beautiful list that now you can export and put into your CRM to manage it there and kick off your campaign. Up to 3,000 monthly search results. That means in 1 quarter, you can potentially add 9,000 people to your list and create targeted lists. Now, here's a word of advice. If you're a brand new agent who has never done this before, or you want to go into a farm that you don't know anything about, remember, it's all about selection. Make sure to target neighborhoods that have at least 5% turnover rate. And I wouldn't do more than 500 homes because that will keep you busy enough with listings. Because 5% of 500 is 30 listings in 1 year. Now imagine if you have all the data, data is king, you always win with data, you will get a lot of listings just by targeting the neighbors. Now, one of the worst things in real estate is, oh, we have to have so many different systems and nothing talks to each other. And Cynthia can sing a song about that, you know?
No, no kidding. I've seen
Right.
the worst Frankensteins of connections that you've ever seen. So
Right. And then very soon you lose motivation and say, okay, that's too much. And I subscribe to all those different companies and nothing works with each other. Well, the beautiful thing is everything that you see here at LandVoice, your Expire, it's a neighborhood search, your for sale by owners, your pre-foreclosures and call capture is all in one platform. It's all works together and it's all in one place. So you don't need to have different logins. And for those of you who already went on our website and say, oh, I want to check out how much it is, it sounds exciting. Well, you found that it's actually not that much. It's only $2,000 an entire year. A lot of companies charge for leads like $1,000 a month or $100 for one lead. We only charge $2,000 in a year. The first listing will pay for that over and over again. Okay, that's called our Elite Bundle. It has everything we talked about included. Now, here's something special that Cynthia and I were talking with. We have to give them a special deal. Let's make it irresistible. So here's what we came up with. Today, on this webinar, we're going to take $700 off. And we thought this is very irresistible. It's very unusual, actually. So you only pay $12.97. And you're grandfathered into this deal. So it never goes up. There's no gimmick, you know, next year it's going to be 2,000 or the new price for over $2,000 next year. No, you will forever be eligible for $12.97 a year. And not only that, the first 7 today who text me or call me or sign up today, you also get double the areas. Normally you get 2 counties. Okay, in some areas that might be enough, like LA County and Orange County might be enough for you. However, today we double it at no additional cost. Normally it's $200 extra. We waive that completely and you're grandfathered into that and you always keep your 4 counties. And you get double the counties, means double the listings, double the income potentially, right? So you really win big today. So instead of charging you $21.97 annually, how much that would cost, you still only pay $12.97 a year. And if you divide that by 365, that is, I mean, that's like a cup of coffee or something like a day, right? Totally worth it. The question shouldn't be, can I afford this? But can I afford not to do this? You save $900 today. So 2 ways to get that deal is, one is you can text me the word elite to 801-227-9909 or visit landvoice.com MangoBizZ. Okay, because that's what we agreed on. Let's put a landing page there and reward you and anybody else who jumped on the webinar through MangoBiz or is a friend or a client of MangoBiz. Like, you don't have to be a client yet. You can just get that deal today. So for those of you who say this is great, but do you have a quarterly option? Because I always get that question. So we even thought about that. So instead of charging you $5.97 a quarter, which is a great deal, by the way, you save $200 and we only charge you $3.97 a quarter. Again, you're grandfathered in. It never goes up. Even after the first quarter, if you say, you know what, let's cancel, or let's upgrade, you can do that. You can upgrade and say, let's save even more and do a year now. So all of this is possible. We just want to make it so easy for you that it becomes a no-brainer, you know, because for that little money, why wouldn't we do it, right? If you can get more listings, our average client gets literally 2 to 3 transactions a month. Now, this is only one training that we are doing for you today. We're going to offer a lot more about different topics, about different niche opportunities. So we want to hear from you. Go to landvoicetraining.com/survey and rate this training. Suggest what other topics you would like to hear. We would love to do that. And you are eligible for a $20 Amazon gift card drawing just by doing that. So we want to reward you for that. Again, here is the website where you can sign up for Landvoice at the big discount today. That's for the first 7. After that, we have to take it down. Landvoice.com/MangoBiz, or text me simply at 801-227-9909. Okay, so we want to open it up now for comments, discussion. Cynthia, what do you think? Should we ask people to unmute themselves, or?
Yeah, I would love that if you all want to unmute, ask any questions. If you have worked in any of these groups before, I'd love to hear your experience too, in getting data or how this might help, or questions you might have.
Okay, I'm actually enabling everybody to unmute themselves here.
Perfect.
Okay. I don't know if it works, but do we have anything in the chat box right now?
Not at this time, no. I think your presentation was amazing, and I'm excited. I hope they take advantage of this because it's so good. And you know, I see also with my clients who are targeting FSBOs or expireds, it's just really huge, you know, to be able to target that information, get good data, and honestly change your life. Because 2 to 3 listings, that's 2 to 3 extra listings per month going to do for you, you know? So
yeah. No, especially in this market right now, the one thing that I'm hearing the most is doesn't go a day by that I make a phone call to a past contact that I had, and they say, I just went out of, I am back to being a contractor or something. They're getting out of business just because, you know, the atmosphere right now is like, oh, it's low inventory. It's not a good time to be an agent. My friend Albert Garibaldi, he's one of the top 0.5% agents in the United States 6 times in a row. Here's what he says. He said, right now is one of the biggest opportunities in real estate. It reminds him of 2008 when so many people complained, and yet there were others who made so much money at that time because they shifted a little bit and started investing, and it paid off, as we all know, big time. We will probably never see anything like it again. The same thing like right now. We don't want to 3 years from now look back at 2024 and say, oh my gosh, that opportunity with pre-foreclosures or expireds or old expireds was huge. Why didn't I take advantage of that? Why am I always waiting for the future? You know, like everybody else. So we invite you to actually take action and make a difference. And before you do that, both Cynthia and I are happy to consult you, to talk to you. Our goal is just to make sure that we help you in a way that works for you.
yes.
Yeah. So let me see. There was another comment right now. No. Okay, I did get a couple text messages, so I will call you back. I'll promise you. And I'll do that in the next half an hour. So thank you very much for having been on there. Any last words, final words, Cynthia?
No, except thank you so much for your time and sharing all your value that you have. I'm super excited.
Thank you, and thank you for hosting that. I appreciate it that you invited your database. It really, what I learned about Cynthia in the short time that we've known each other is she really cares. And that comes across so authentically and wonderful. So these are the kind of people you want to align yourself with. So my recommendation is check out, what is your website, Cynthia?
Yeah, it's vancobizc.com. And that's where you can see everything about newsletters, custom marketing, also marketing strategy if you're not sure where to go next with your business or how to manage your database. I definitely help with that too. So
Wonderful. Yeah, so you have my highest endorsement. It's such a pleasure to work with you and always see that helping agents is the forefront of your desire. So thank you for what
thank you
do.
so much too.
Okay, with that, thank you very much and goodbye, everybody.